We're live.
Are we? Okay, here we go. Actually, too many messages keep coming on Garvey's phone. As a result, it's difficult to understand if we are live or not, but we are. And by the way, for the last 1 hour, India has been practicing. The batting net's just about coming to a close. There's a photo session going to be on our left-hand side, where I think the captain, the coach, there will be a bit of a photo session. About 7 or 8 chairs have been placed. Two
But
nets.
that's I think not for the photo session because they're doing it for every net. Just
What is this?
people to sit down and have
Chill.
photo.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So the training session is just about coming to an end. Around the middle of the ground, it's still Dhruv Jurel and a couple of others. I think.
KL.
Training is KL. KL is still walking around.
Yes.
KL is walking around trying to visualize. Very KL. I'll tell you a KL story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes, but to sum it up, I think KL has had the longest session throughout the practice
Give
session.
the batting net details. Absolutely.
Yes. So he was taking a lot of throwdowns and he looked very, very solid. He was stroking the ball very well. He was hitting the shots very well, middling, no edges, no outs. He was he's looking absolutely solid. And then after he batted for an hour, I think an hour.
Close to about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. So remember that we were also upstairs for the PC. So he might have been batting before that as well. But anyway,
Yeah, when we came in, he was already taking.
exactly. And that continued for a long while. And after the net session ended, he did some sprints as well. 4, 5 very long sprints, and now he was taking some catches, some wicket keeping drills, and he's still around. He's still walking around, and uh, like you said, that he likes to visualize. I think that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember this. I remember the same ground. I remember Manchester. I remember Headingley. 2019 World Cup, there was a lot of talk about whether KL Rahul, because if you remember 2019 World Cup, it was Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma who was opening. And then Shikhar Dhawan had a finger crack in that match against Australia where he scored 100.
Yes.
And then Shikhar Dhawan had to go back to India. KL Rahul was asked to open for the Pakistani. So he was in Manchester. Exactly like today, the press conference was on. And I did not go to the press conference. I think another colleague of mine had gone to the press conference. And I came into the ground.
Yeah.
And I was waiting along the sidelines. And all of a sudden, I see KL Rahul standing all by himself doing shadow batting.
By the way, Mike was not on. And no one, oops, our bad.
Sorry about this. Please restart.
Nothing, nothing.
Let's. So here we go.
Yeah,
What is
it's
this now?
connected, it's connected.
Neil, is it okay now? Everything was right.
No, everything was not right, Neil. The receiver was not on.
Yeah, must be. It
be
was
the
normal
camera,
audio.
yeah,
Must be. It was the camera audio. ठीक है,
Camera
ठीक है.
audio, yes.
So it was the camera. As long as you could hear, it's
Yes.
fine. So the point is, and KL was standing there, shadow batting. So our eyes met. It's just that if you see the whole cricket ground, there's no one there, and one guy holding the sideboards, and there's another person standing some 20, 30 feet away.
Yeah.
So automatically you will take a look at the other person and eyes met, and we know each other for donkey's years. So and I remember this. So he was there, and I nodded, he nodded, and you could sense that this guy is actually visualizing his moment. Something I keep telling you that if it's a big tour, visualize, get into the zone, and next day he scored a 50 against Pakistan, set it up in Manchester, comes to Headingley, same drill. I was here, he was doing shadow batting, running around, doing some jogs alone. And he gets 100 against Sri Lanka in Headingley. This is very KL. He will do it on his own. He'll go to the nets, put in the hard yards, walk around, jog around, train. That's very, very KL Rahul. According to me, from what I've seen yesterday and I've seen today, KL Rahul looks ready for this tour.
100%. And you can tell that he's putting in the hard yards. He's really working hard and trying to get acclimatized to the conditions. I'm sure he already is, with the way that he's working, even with the sun. It's so hot. He's batted for close to 40 minutes. Then he's done sprints. He was taking some catches, walked around a little bit, and he's taking catches once again.
There you go. Yes.
He's taking catches once again, so you can tell that he's working really hard. And look, he's taking one-hand catches, so he's practicing some reflexes, maybe
And
Something
if
he's
you see,
working on something.
he's actually taking catches with the new ball,
Yes,
and for whatever reason he's taking
one
one-handed
hand
catches.
catches.
This is
That's
an interesting drill.
yes. I think it's mostly for batting. From what I remember from my days, our coaches would make us do that as well. Just to check that we're sighting the ball well and only catching it with one hand. So that's what
Very
KL Rahul
interesting at
is
this point
working
in
very
time.
hard.
KL Rahul doing this drill. He's doing a one-handed catching drill, as Gargi just mentioned to you. Raghu's kind of, and see, even if it's coming straight, he's doing one with the
Yeah,
left hand, one with the right hand. So that's what is happening at the moment. I mean, they're around the center pitch, but the pitch now, if it's, is it as green?
I see a bit of a difference in the color.
Slight
Yes.
difference in color.
But I think over here we have Abhimanyu Iswaran, if I'm not wrong, taking high catches. I can't see him anymore because he's
Just
gone
next to the side
behind.
screen.
Yeah,
Now KL is walking where? Does he want to take?
taking a look at the pitch slightly.
Yeah,
But
he's
it's
actually going back to the nets maybe to get his gear or something
yes,
now. But KL Rahul, again, this is very KL Rahul. Who's this? Yeah, Abhimanyu Ishwaran.
Abhimanyu. Yeah.
Correct. Abhimanyu Ishwaran, and who's the one giving it? T. Dilip. So
Yes.
Dilip is giving these catches. KL Rahul gone back to the nets, the batting nets all by himself. Need to see what he does.
Just
He
packing up.
is packing up. Yes. He spent a good 2 hours. He spent a good 2 hours. Sum up India's nets. You watched the batting. Talk about Jaiswal also, because it was KL and Jaiswal who was taking turns. Did Jaiswal look as good today? Were his feet moving? Give me all the details.
Yeah. So two main points from India's net session here. First, of course, we'll start with Yashasvi Jaiswal. We'll start with KL Rahul. KL Rahul is looking solid. There are no technical. There's no problem as such with KL Rahul's batting. You're not seeing any weaknesses or chinks in the armor anymore. He's looking very solid. Apart from that, Yashasvi Jaiswal, you could tell that when we looked at today's net session, especially yesterday, he was hitting a lot. He was focusing on hitting his square cuts and pulls. But today, he was focusing on leaving the balls a lot. He left a lot of deliveries. And you could tell that he was actively focusing on leaving deliveries that were out of his reach. And but I think one thing we all noticed and were talking about,
Now Sai comes there.
yeah, we were talking about is the fact that his footwork when it comes to those offside deliveries is
See, he needs to sort of
come
calm
closer to
himself
the
and
ball.
closer to the ball, because
Yeah.
it's Dukes, and also not go hard at the ball.
Yeah.
Because at the start of the innings, a point that Sachin Tendulkar made in that interview to me, look, this is England. It will be difficult for batting early on. The conditions will not be favorable for batting. The bowlers will come at you. So you have to respect the conditions and you cannot go hard. If you remember
Yes,
Australia,
yes.
first day, Mitchell Stark gets in for a duck because he goes hard.
Yeah.
But in the second innings, he gets 100 because he was prepared to grind. He was prepared to play on merit, and he got 100 and set that game up for India at Perth.
And
So
that's-
there's KL finally walking back.
And that's the difference between Yashasvi's net session yesterday versus Yashasvi's net session today. So yesterday he was going for the shots. He was swinging, but today he was leaving those deliveries and actually making an effort to leave those deliveries. But apart from that, Karun Nair, I think while he was looking scratchy today, there was some improvement in today's net session, yet he did not look the best or did not look solid as we're using the terminologies for KL, Rahul and
Let's give what Gargi and I think the playing 11 will be. Let's actually, from we have observed all the net sessions. We were part of the Shubman Gill press conference. Okay, Trisha has live tweeted it. The press conference is out there. Tell me about Shubman's body language. You attended the press conference. You can understand a lot, and then we will give our team from what we understand. Folks who are watching, you give your teams. Tell us your teams on the in the comments part, and we will take as many. So give us what you think will be the team, and we will give you our playing 11. India will announce tomorrow morning, but we will give you our playing 11. There's a comment.
Super chat.
What is it called? Super chat.
chat.
Crystal Days, my 11. Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Karun Nair, Shubman Gill, Rishabh Pant, Dhruv Jurel, Ravindra Jadeja, Shardul Thakur, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna, or Arshdeep Singh. That's the team that Crystal Gaze is kind of telling us. But Shubman Gill's press conference, Crystal Gaze, we will address this point right away. But Shubman Gill's
Yeah.
press conference, and we'll come to this.
I think Shubman Gill looked very impressive. I was impressed by the way that he handled those questions, and he was very confident, very relaxed,
calm.
and very calm. And you want to see that in a captain, especially someone as young as Shubman Gill. You can tell how confident a player is or a captain is about what's going on in the dressing room or how the plans are looking by how clearly they speak about their plans. And Gill was very to the point. He was very precise about what he was saying and did not let anything slip either. He spoke about the number 3 position. He spoke about, you asked that question about being the Indian captain.
The
how does
enormity
it,
of the
yes,
occasion.
Yes. And obviously, I think one of the most important parts that Shubman Gill spoke about, and which is why I think Shubman Gill has been looked at as one of the as a leader since a very young age, is the fact that he actually respects communication. He wants to have a good bond with all of the players. He wants to have a healthy environment, is what he said. He wants to give the players security, which is why he constantly wants to communicate with them. And this is something that a lot of young players have actually talked about. When we look at Gujarat Titans, a lot of young players actually talk about how communicative Shubman Gill is, and that is one of his best qualities as a captain. So that was my highlight of the press conference, him saying how important a healthy environment is, and the fact that he said that based on potential, a lot of players will be given a long rope.
So Rohan, how hot is it? So Rohan says it's very hot. Gargi's only requirement at this point is to stay in the shade and do the
Yes.
show. So you can realize to stay out
He's
there for
sunburned.
2 hours, sunburn, clear sunburn. This is the hottest I have been seeing in Leeds in my 5 or 6 or 7 visits
Yeah.
to this part of the world. It is a genuinely, Shubhan made this point by the way,
Yeah.
that it's an unnaturally
Hot,
dry
yes.
and hot English summer. Will that influence team selection? Any other high point? Yes, you mentioned the enormity, the body language. I also thought he did not lose his sense of humor. He was
No.
able to give it back to a
Yeah.
couple of journalists. Lovely banter, nothing serious,
Yes,
but
yes,
really
yes.
nice banter.
I think one of the nice questions that Rohan asked was about the
bowlers.
yes. Yesterday we saw, and we were constantly reporting on it, that while the batters who had their own net, and Jasprit Bumrah, Siraj, and everyone was bowling here. On the other hand, you actually saw all the pace bowlers coming in and padding up. Rohan came walking from the other side of the stadium and said, "Prasidh Krishna has just come into bat," and you were like, "What?" Prasidh Krishna is padding up in the first half hour of the practice session. So Arshdeep, Prasidh Krishna, and all the batters went into bat. So Rohan asked this question that everyone went into bat yesterday. How important are contributions from the tailenders? And he gave a brilliant answer that contributions from tailenders are always important because they frustrate the opposition, and that's what we want.
And there's a very interesting drill going on there where T. Dilip is actually giving specialist forward short leg and silly point catches.
Oh.
There you go. Look at that. He's throwing. There you go. Very quick reflexes there. That's Abhimanyu Ishwaran and I think Sai Sudarshan. There you go.
Yeah.
So there's an interesting drill. He's got this kind of grill
Net.
with which he's doing these short catches, silly point, and some really good takes there. Now he's taken the mongoose bat. Yes, and that's the one that's now taken. Look at that. Abhimanyu Ishwaran and Sai Sudarshan. Reflex catches T. Dilip. This is interesting. But I kind of concur with Gargi. Shubman Gill was extremely impressive in that press conference. Very, very impressive in that press conference. Body language wise, when Rohit Juglan asked him about his batting at number 4, he said the moment Virat Bhai retired, Gigi and I had a chat and I wanted to bat in that position. Look, someone who is saying, I want to bat in that position, I'm sure at the back of his mind, he knows that a certain Sachin Tendulkar batted in that position and a certain Virat Kohli batted in that position in the last 3 decades for India. So from the 1990s, it was a Tendulkar for 20 years and then it was a Kohli for a decade. So you're actually talking about 30 years of greatness in front of you and you want to embrace that challenge, Gargi, that tells you something.
The fact that he went up to Gautam Gambhir and said that himself, I think that speaks volumes, because pressure is the mounting pressure. Insurmountable pressure is the word that I wanted to use. You know, and he's very young. How old is Shubman Gill? 20, 25, 26.
2018, yeah, 25.
Yeah, 25. A 25-year-old saying that I want to bat in the position of Virat Kohli. These are big shoes to fill. He has big shoes to fill. And the pressure will be on him when every single time that he does not perform, he will get scrutinized left and right. And that is something that now Shubman Gill has chosen. He's chosen that path, and he will have to deliver, and he knows about this pressure.
100%. He absolutely does. And we had a very brief, fleeting 25, 30 seconds when he was going out. And he looks the part. He does look the part. He knows. And he made that point that you made in our live show, that when he goes in as a batter.
Yeah, he spoke
talk
about that
it.
again.
Yeah, talk about it.
But, of course, now, and this is something that we also have been constantly talking about, is the fact that you're testing two sides of Shubman Gill. You're testing him as a captain and you're testing him as a batter, because his bat has been somewhat silent in the Sena countries. So you also want him to deliver there, but you also want him to be a good captain. And this is a very difficult position to be in and to handle as well. But Shubman Gill is very clear. He's sort of separating the two identities, and he was very clear about the fact that when I go into bat, I'm only thinking as a batter and nothing else. I'm not the captain. I am Shubman Gill, the batter, and he said the phrase, "I want to be the best batter in the tournament, in the series. That is what I want to be. When I go into bat, I'm thinking about the fact that I want to score the most runs in this series." So that tells you a lot about how Shubman Gill is approaching this series. When he goes out on the field, he's thinking as a captain. When he's out to bat, he's thinking as a batter and nothing else. So he's separating those two identities.
And he said that if you go in as when you're going out to bat, you think you're the captain, you build pressure.
Yeah.
He says, if you kind of think it'll add to the pressure as a batter, maybe you don't want that, and that's something that's correct. Having said that, can you actually segregate? Can you actually segregate? When you're going in at 10 for 2 or 20 for 2. You're the captain of the ship. How the hell do you segregate that you're a batter and not the captain? Of course you are the captain.
But, Nani, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it is very difficult for Shubman Gill. Yes, if his team gives him a good start, then it makes his job so much easier. But at times there will be early wickets, edges gone, and then Shubman Gill will have to deliver under serious pressure. So, but from the press conference and the stuff that
Karun Nair taking a lap around the stadium.
Karun Nair, 3 o'clock, not a speck of cloud in the sky, genuinely hot conditions. After a 2-hour net session, decides to take a lap and he puts his timer on. Did you see?
Yeah.
He put his stopwatch and stopwatch on. So clearly he wants to time himself. Interesting. Let's get to the team. Let's get to the playing 11. Come on, your playing 11, and then I'll give mine.
I gave you my playing 11 a while ago.
But you still have Kuldeep there, based on what you've seen?
I have Kuldeep in the team.
Okay.
I have Kuldeep, Sai, and Arshdeep.
Okay.
As in the debates, who will you pick,
okay.
right?
My 3 fast bowlers are 1, Jasprit Bumrah, 2, Mohammad Siraj, 3, Prasidh Krishna.
No, Arshdeep.
No. These are the 3 fast bowlers I have. Gargi and I differ there. We've got to see what happens tomorrow. Gargi has picked Arshdeep. I am picking Prasidh Krishna, Jasprit Bumrah, and Mohammad Siraj. As far as the all-rounders are concerned, let's go from the top order and then we can get to the all-rounders. I'm going with my 11. 1, Shubman Gill at 4 and Rishabh Pant at 5 are the only 2 things that have been officially confirmed to us. What we do know, it is Yashasvi Jaiswal and KL Rahul.
Opening.
Number 3, opening, yes. Number 3, Shubman Gill kept it open. He said, I wanted to see conditions for one more time. And only then, I wanted to see conditions for one more time before committing myself and committing to the team. I think number 3 will be Karun Nair.
Really?
I think number 3 can be Karun Nair. And as we speak, Karun Nair is in front of us going for his second lap. That's the second lap. Karun Nair will be number 3, or a Sai Sudarshan number 3. but I also see Karun Nair in that team.
Yes.
So I see Sai at 3, Shubman at 4, Pant at 5, and then Karun at 6. That's my 6. 7 is Jadeja. 8 8 is
Shardul.
Shardul Thakur. That's a call. That's a real call. 8 is Shardul Thakur. And then 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 11 will be Jasprit Bumrah, Prasidh Krishna, and Mohammad Siraj. The only change here in this 11 can be a Sai Sudarshan missing out and a Nitish Kumar Reddy coming in. That's how I'm seeing this team. That in that case, a Karun Nair comes up, Shubman at 4, Pant at 5, Jadeja at 6, Reddy at 7, Shardul at 8, Siraj at 9, Bumrah at 10,
Yeah.
Prasidh at 11.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
how
agree.
I see the team.
I agree.
I don't see Kuldeep. I don't see Arshdeep. My only dilemma at this point in time is, will both Karun Nair and Sai Sudarshan play, or will Karun play and Sai miss out and NKR comes in? I do see Shardul playing. I do see the 3 fast bowlers playing in mind, the way I see it.
No, when it comes to NKR versus Karun Nair, versus Shardul Thakur, I think Shardul Thakur
Has the edge.
has the edge and is the clear
My point
choice.
is, will the two of them play? Because I do think
If-
Shardul Thakur will play.
I think that depends on whether or not Kuldeep is playing. If Kuldeep is not playing, then I think both of them make it to the team because you want to see her in these conditions. And I don't know how effective Nitish Kumar Reddy will be with the ball, but he gives you that edge when it comes to batting. We can bat deep, something that is very important, especially considering the opponents. England bat very, very deep till the very end, I think. 8, 9 they bat.
At least.
At least 8, 9 they bat, and they bat well. So you have to also remember.
Let's take a look at the England team and we can talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, how deep they bat. This is a very, very good England batting attack.
It is. It is.
Whatever you say, excuse me, whatever you say, the batting attack for England is tremendous. Where is the team?
I'll
Just give me the England team. They'd announced
just
it
Google.
yesterday, right?
Google.
Wait, hold on. So the England batting attack is seriously good. Till Bryden Cast, for example, is a tremendous lower middle order batter. Excellent batting.
Okay, there we go. We have the England playing 11. Where is it? Where is it go?
But I
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Ben Stokes, Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, Ollie Pope, Joe Root, Harry Brook, Jamie Smith, Chris Wokes, Bryden Cast.
Chris Wokes, Bryden Cast at 9.
Yeah, they
Bryden
hit
Cast at 9. Chris Wokes has a test 100.
Josh Tongue, Shoaib Bashir.
That's the only two. I mean, so England bat as
9.
good as number 9 with really solid middle order, lower middle order batters there. India will find it hard to dislodge that tail. Chris Wokes is superb. And we know that. Chris Wokes has 100 against India. And multiple impactful knocks in test match cricket. Bryden Cast, people who have seen Bryden Cast at the IPL level knows how good Bryden Cast is as a batter.
And that's where India struggled in Australia as well when the tail was wagging.
Absolutely. Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark.
That was
By the way, that's his third lap.
Third lap.
By the way, Karun Nair. Can you just turn the camera and show?
So, there you go. Do you see that person over there running? That's Karun Nair taking his third lap around the stadium, around the ground. And he's running at a good pace as well. After a 40-minute net session, and then a little bit of catching as well. So he's putting in the hard yards here. Yes, so England playing 11.
And the other question where I kind of laughed was when Shubman Gill was asked about IPL versus England Test series. That was a bit of a joke.
Okay,
and he answered it well.
I think I missed that answer.
Oh, he said it's IPL comes every year, and he clearly said that winning a Test series in England, in Australia, in South Africa, and in New Zealand, you need to come closer.
No, it's
Otherwise-
all right. I'll fix it. Go ahead.
So he was extremely clear that winning a Test series in England, in Australia, in South Africa, and in New Zealand will always rank higher than winning the IPL. He said, and cheekily he said this. He said with a smile, a bit of a chuckle, he said, you come to England maybe twice as captain, and if you're a great, a true great, you come thrice. So the indication
Ambitions.
was 2018 Virat Kohli,
Yeah.
2021 Virat Kohli, 2014, Virat Kohli took over the captaincy 6 months after England.
Yeah.
Karun Nair, lap number 4. Wow. And he's been running for literally 15, 20 minutes now in this heat after a 2-hour intense net session. This is something serious going on. So, if you see him here, just turn the camera and we'll show you when he comes in front of
Yeah.
us. And
One
Gautam
question
Gambhir
though. One
having a mid-pitch conversation with who?
is that who is that? No, I
Is
think
it
that's
Dilip?
staff.
Okay, yeah.
But do you think he'd be running this intensely match day -1?
No reason. I mean, it depends on people to people.
Yeah, understand.
But someone who said Karun Nair is, unfit or whatever, it's all rubbish.
Yes.
One can see the intensity
Not-
in Karun. He just checked the stopwatch right there. And will he give up now? We've got to, he's checked it again. So there you go. There you go again. And
He stopped.
he stops. So that's been quite a running drill from Karun Nair. That's the update we can give you. But tell me something. I mean, this Gautam Gambhir again engaged in this conversation. First test match, is that kind of prompting India, if it happens, prompting India to leave out Kuldeep Yadav and go in with that extra batting depth in NKR and possibly Shardul Thakur as well? Because an out and out match winner, or you have that little extra batting cushion. Because if you are playing Shardul at 8, then you have that extra batting cushion. England bats till 9. You have that, and then because Bumrah, Siraj, and Prasidh are 9, 10 Jack. Though Bumrah will laugh and tell Shubhan at the press conference again, have you seen my batting in England? So we know that. And we also know how he contributed in saving that follow on in Australia.
Yes.
But if you have Kuldeep Gargi, then you're talking about 8, 9, 10, 11. Isn't that making your batting a little thin?
But I'm also thinking if this sort of heat continues, day 3
will continue.
onwards,
It will
day
continue.
3 onwards, Kuldeep will be instrumental.
This will continue. Okay, let's give the weather prediction for the weekend is very, very hot. Leeds is according to locals, it's 25 now, and look at this, it's 29 on Friday
Oh.
tomorrow, though it's cloudy, it's not
Uh-huh.
sunny.
Oh.
It's 28 on Saturday with a little chance of rain, but nothing much. Monday is chilly. Monday is 17 is the high. So it drops by 13 degrees. So you will be able to wear your good fancy coats that you've got from India on Monday. So get dressed up. So Monday is 17 and 13. Tuesday is 19 and 13.
Yeah.
So the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday are pretty hot. Today is 26, 14. Feels like 25 at the moment.
Then you go with an extra pacer, you drop Kuldeep.
I mean, I
Very
don't
difficult.
see Kuldeep playing
I-
the first test.
I wanted to have him in the team, but it
Doesn't
doesn't
seem
seem like he'll make it because of the conditions, not because of anything else. It's just the conditions, and Leeds you always want to have as many pacers as you want in the team. Shardul, I also see Shardul and NK are both playing. For some reason, I think that would happen. Now I'm very, very dicey about who will make it between Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nair. Do you think it's a clear-cut call?
If Kuldeep doesn't play, then both can. Then you leave one between Nitish and Shardul out. I reckon that is a possibility.
It is.
I think that is a possibility because India might
Really
just go
is.
in with an extra batter.
Yeah.
Because in this situation, what you are doing, you've got 3 fast bowlers, plus you've got one between NKR and Shardul, plus you have a Ravindra Jadeja. So you actually have enough cushion. You have 5 bowlers. You have 3, plus you have a Jadeja, plus you have a Shardul or a Nitish, and you have 6 specialist batters.
Yeah.
Very, very likely. The other is Excuse me. The other is to have Nitish and Shardul both and drop one of these two fellows, Karun or Sai, because that way you're giving yourself a bit of extra bowling. In case one bowler goes for runs because it's fast ball, these guys will come hard. They might just come hard for Shardul or Nitish. That's when you have another extra, and with so many left-handers stacked in, Ravindra Jadeja might just go for a few runs. So you give one extra bowler there. This is a tricky one.
So you don't have neither Jadeja nor Kuldeep.
No. So
You play
Jadeja is
Jadeja.
100% there.
Okay,
But
one of
because of the fact that Jadeja might just go for a few runs,
Huh.
they might come at Jadeja. You want an extra, fallback. So you have both Nitish and Shardul.
also thinking.
And look, Nitish, Shardul, Jadeja are as good a batter. Jadeja has been one of your best
course, of
overseas
course.
batters. Nitish in Australia played like a top order batter in every
100%.
innings. Shardul is a genuine bowling all-rounder with
All-rounder,
the
yes.
with the bat. So I don't think necessarily. I mean, from 6, 7, 8, 6 Jadeja, 7 Nitish, 8 Shardul
And-
is a bad order.
You know why? One of the reasons why I think Jadeja will make it to the team is because to speed things up.
I don't see Jadeja not playing. 100% he will.
That's what I'm saying. He's just instrumental in so many ways that it's difficult to leave him out of the team at this point. And when we talk about the combination as well, he fits right in. So I don't see Jadeja not playing. Sai and Karun or NKR or Shardul, will all four of them play? Is something we'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out. But yeah.
That's going to be a very tricky call. And by the way, as we speak, the ground staff is now starting to cover the practice areas because tonight it is expected to be cloudy. The ground staff is starting to cover the practice areas. Both teams have now batted. Who's that? Jadeja? Is it Jadeja?
Where?
Who's that?
Where?
No. Someone else. Giving a jersey to one of the local boys?
I actually cannot see who you're talking about. Oh,
There.
okay, over there.
Someone there giving. Who is it? It's being signed, I think, by Shubman Gill. Someone came out and it's being signed by Shubman Gill. Look at the captain is signing one of the jerseys for either one of the local guys or.
Yes, it's one of the bowlers, I think.
Yeah, Shubman just signed his jersey. I think the captain will now go and take a look.
At the
Where is he
pitch.
going? Is he visualizing? He's going to the pitch. What is he doing? Can you show Shubman Gill?
We won't be able to see.
Okay.
It's too far away.
It's too far away, but he's right there. Shubman Gill, let's tell you what he does. Where is he going?
Not sure. He's going towards the. I think he has his. What is he doing? Where's Gautam? Gautam is standing right here. Taking a look. He has his gloves on for some reason. He's got his cap on.
Where is he? What is the captain trying to do?
He also has his gloves on, by the way. Is he taking some catches or something? Just
Yeah,
warming
seems
up?
like.
He's taking
Because
that.
he's just gone there and he's got his gloves on.
Yeah, the hover, it just blew away.
Oh, the wind.
Yeah, because of the wind. Look, it's half gone from the pitch. So they just gave us
Oops.
a sneak.
What is happening here?
Where did this come from?
So an umbrella literally coming towards us. Oh boy, look at that. Look at the
That's a
wind
lot
there.
of wind.
Strong breeze blowing
Yeah.
across the ground.
You can actually see the pitch now. And it's less greener than yesterday.
It's still very green.
It's still very green.
It's
but
still very
compared to
green, but there's a
yesterday-
tinge of brown. There's a tinge of brown.
Yep.
It's still
Shubman
very, very
Gill
green.
taking catches.
Shubman Gill taking a few catches. Exactly.
short,
Shubman
flat
Gill
catches.
slip catching going on. So that's what the skipper is about to do or is doing. Interesting. So Gargi, how excited. Tomorrow this time,
Very excited.
you have seen 2 sessions of play. Are you giving India a chance?
I am. In Leeds, yes. but also,
If you start well, who knows?
yeah, who knows? Look, when GABA happened, none of us expected it, but they did it, didn't they? What if, in your wildest imagination,
Imagine your first tour to England, a full tour, and India wins.
we said the same thing in Australia
No,
that
but
it,
you did not do the full tour.
yeah, true,
So
true.
England full tour, India wins. It will be the greatest test
I'll be
series.
ecstatic. it's one of those moments where you look
You'll
back
never
and
forget.
say, I was
I was
there,
there. 100%. But soak it all in. Test match cricket, the
100%.
pinnacle of the formats, red ball cricket, England. This stadium will be full. By the way, all days are sold out. I've
Yeah.
got a few tickets which I will hand over to a few friends, but all days are sold out. Absolute chock a block. Look at that. Shubman Gill now taking clear, definitive slip catching. Look at where
Yeah.
he's standing. And it's a, there you go. He's trying to take slip catches there. Amit, you want to join? Come. What are you trying to do? Why are you roaming around? Come and join.
I'm discussing with someone.
What are you discussing? What are your sources saying? Every time you do jugaad, sit down. What are you discussing? Tell my viewers what you are
Not
discussing.
everything for today. This is a long series, so
Go.
you just stick with the rave sports.
So what is your team? Gargi has given hers. I have given mine. You give yours.
So
Chalo,
I'm
apna
feeling.
team bolo.
I saw today the this fellow Sai Sudarshan, but with his body language, I feel that Karun Nair will play. And see,
So तुम बोल रहे हो दोनों नहीं खेल रहे?
नहीं करुण नायर खेल रहा है.
नहीं. साई सुदर्शन करुणा दोनों खेल रहे हैं?
नहीं एक ही खेल रहा है.
यही पूछ रहा हूँ.
करुण नायर आपने देखा
करुण
करुण नायर
100% play.
क्योंकि आप देख रहे हो, देखो वो पुराना स्टाइल में एड्रियन लरू आया और जॉन राइट के स्टाइल से उसने प्लेयर्स का फिटनेस करना शुरू कर दिया. देखिए इंडियन टीम में रनिंग का कल्चर नहीं था बोरियादा. जब जॉन राइट थे तमाम प्लेयर्स बाउंड्री लाइन पे एटलीस्ट 10-10 राउंड भागते थे. करुण नायर को मैंने 6 राउंड तो मैंने गिन चुका हूँ अब तक.
yeah.
हाँ, सो ही इज रनिंग. तो ये देखिए, ये भागने के पीछे अपना
KL
स्टेमिना
राहुल
बढ़ा
ने
रहे
भी
हैं.
अपना
या
नेक्स्ट सेशन खत्म करके
एग्जैक्टली
sprints मारे.
एग्जैक्टली ये अपना स्टेमिना बढ़ा रहे हैं और यहाँ भागते भागते स्टेमिना बढ़ाना जरूरी है. जैसे मैंने चेतेश्वर पुजारा से भी बात की, ही इज हियर, और इट्स लुक्स वेरी बैड कि जब आप एक कैपेबल प्लेयर हो और आप यहाँ खेल नहीं पा रहे हो, आप कमेंट्री टीम का पार्ट हो. तो पुजारा भी ये कह रहे हैं कि इस विकेट पर अगर आपको खेलना है ना, आप भूल जाइए हवा. जैसे बोरियत आपने मुझको कहा ऊपर कि आपको एक अब मैं नाम तो नहीं ले सकता, आप ही नाम ले सकते हैं किसने बताया है वो. नहीं मैंने नाम नहीं लिया, लेकिन पुजारा ने मुझको बताया कि देखिए आप यहाँ पर आपका टेम्परामेंट सही होना चाहिए तो ही आप खेल पाओगे, नहीं तो नहीं खेल पाओगे. तो देखिए बल्लेबाजों का टेस्ट जरूर है यहाँ पर.
तुम लोग बात करो, मैं एक बार उससे मिलकर.
जी गार्गी.
बिल्कुल, हम यही बात कर रहे थे कि अगर जो हम 2-3 डिबेट्स के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, क्या साई सुदर्शन करुण नायर दोनों खेलेंगे बिकॉज इट गिव्स यू दैट एज इन बैटिंग. other debate would be NKR versus Shardul Thakur. Do they both play? क्या आप देख रहे हैं चारों को खेलते हुए, साई, करुण, NKR एंड शार्दुल?
नहीं, मैं साई को थोड़ा बैकफुट पर रखूंगा क्योंकि देखिए कंडीशंस फिलहाल इस हिसाब से है ना, ये कंडीशन ने है ना पूरा गेम बिगाड़ दिया है. हमें लग रहा है कि हम जो है वो इंडिया में या पर्थ में खेल रहे हैं क्योंकि आज हवा भी इतनी नहीं चल रही है और आने वाले दिनों में प्रेडिक्शंस भी हम ऐसे कह रहे हैं 26-27 डिग्री है. अगले दिन बहुत गर्म है. लेकिन मैं जहाँ तक बिलीव करता हूँ आने वाले दिनों में आपके मीडियम पेस ऑलराउंडर को आप ज्यादातर टीम में रखोगे जो आपके लिए बैट्समैन का रूप भी काम कर सकते हैं. शार्दुल ठाकुर ने पहले प्रूव कर दिया है कि वो अच्छा बैटिंग करना इन विकेटों पे जानते हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने पहले दौरे किए हुए हैं. नीतीश कुमार रेड्डी ने भले वो गेंदबाजी में आपको जब जरूरत पड़ेगी तब आपको 5-7 ओवर डाल देंगे, लेकिन बल्लेबाजी में वो आपको काम में आएंगे, यहाँ पर काम आएंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने मेलबर्न में दिखा दिया है कि वो शतक लगा करके कि ऐसे कैसे कंडीशंस पर खेली जा रही है. देखिए जब हम बात कर रहे हैं जी, हम बात कर रहे हैं, हमारे सामने जो है वो साई सुदर्शन घूम रहे हैं. जहाँ तक मुझे आइडिया है प्लेइंग 11 में जो प्लेयर्स खेलने वाले होते हैं वो इस तरीके से, ऐसा इनका बॉडी लैंग्वेज फिलहाल नहीं होता और जी, और बॉडी लैंग्वेज पहचानना ये एक सबसे बड़ी खासियत है. जिस तरीके से रविंद्र जडेजा खेल रहे हैं मुझे लग रहा है कि वो जरूर टीम में होंगे. कुलदीप यादव को मैंने गेंदबाजी करते हुए देखा, अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो नहीं खेल रहे हैं. लेकिन देखिए गार्गी, यही एक चीज़ है कि आप इंग्लैंड के सामने आपके पास टीम में 2 मीडियम पेस ऑलराउंडर हैं तो आप डेफिनेटली उनके साथ जाना चाहेंगे, यूज करेंगे उनको और वो दोनों बल्लेबाजी भी करना चाहते हैं। रविंद्र जडेजा को लेकर के आप जो है बल्लेबाजी की टेल आप लंबी कर रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल।
तो ऐसे में अगर करुण नायर एक मजबूती प्रदान करते हैं नंबर 3 पर, जबकि शुभमन ने कह ही दिया, कल ऋषभ पंत ने कह ही दिया था कि मैं वो नंबर 4 आएगा, और आज शुभमन ने भी बता दिया कि मेरी और कोच की जो बातचीत हुई थी विराट के रिटायरमेंट के बाद, तो उस तरीके से हम दोनों की जो एक डिस्कशन के बाद ही हम लोग जो है ये बात हमने तय की कि मैं नंबर 4 पर आऊंगा। तो ये नंबर 4 की लेगेसी रही है, एक बड़े प्लेयर का जो एक राइज है वो दर्शाती है। आप देखिए
बिल्कुल।
नंबर 4 सचिन तेंदुलकर, नंबर 4 विराट
विराट
कोहली,
कोहली।
अब नंबर 4 शुभमन गिल। तो यही भारत का भविष्य है। और लेकिन हम यही चाहेंगे कि जो नंबर 4 के 2 खिलाड़ी इससे पहले खेल चुके हैं, सचिन तेंदुलकर और विराट कोहली, वही वही लेगेसी जो है वो शुभमन गिल भी बरकरार रखे। जी बुरेदा, नंबर 4 की लेगेसी की
मैं
बात
हम
करें।
लोग इसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे, बट
हाँ।
देखो, अगर कोई आदमी बोल रहा है कि मैं नंबर, बात कर ले जाए, ये इंपॉर्टेंट सोर्स है। Amit Shah is one of the biggest jugadus in the world, huh? So I'm putting it on record. But yes, we will do it for another 10 minutes and close this show. Gargi is giving India a chance. So am I. There is this feeling that England is also pretty inexperienced, at least the bowling attack.
And talking about India, giving India a chance, Shubman Gill spoke about this in the press conference. That, everyone thinks that we're inexperienced, so we're not carrying any baggage.
Which is the
We
case.
have nothing to lose.
Which is the case, because if you see, a lot of these players have not come to England.
Yeah.
A lot of these players will not think of what happened in 22, that one-off match, or 18, the 4-1 defeat, any of that stuff. They will not think about that at all. So these fellows will have a fresh start. It's the start of a new WTC cycle. Who knows? This is their moment, boss. This is their moment under the sun. I can't tell you. This is the format I want to watch.
Yes.
I mean,
It's my favorite. Test has always been my favorite format.
this is unbelievable. Covering a test series in England, watching a test series in England,
Yeah.
in Australia, this is the pinnacle of a cricket reporter's, fantastic. This is, imagine, I did not do it till I was in my 30s. This girl is doing it when she's 24, 25. Fantastic. I mean, this will be a life-changing experience for her, and I'm
already.
so pleased that we are being able to do this for Amit Shah, Rohan's first cricket tour, first trip to the UK, going to see all these football clubs. Trisha's first cricket tour in that sense, did a one-off test sometime back with me in 22. Rohit Juglan's first tour to the UK. Shubhan's first trip to the UK. So a lot of firsts for us also, which is so good, which is so good.
It's so funny how we're also transforming as the Indian team transitions.
Agree.
It's
1 year back, we wouldn't have thought that we would be able to play.
No, not at all. And you're seeing a young, fresh team in India. Same in ref sports as well.
We are now 51 people.
Yeah. So
It's interesting.
we're building together.
Indeed, and in our case, it will be multi-sport, so not just cricket. So you will
Absolutely.
see her maybe a year down the line in Belgium for hockey. You will see Trisha for the Women's World Cup next year, same time here. The schedule has been announced. Sneha Sheesh will be joining Trisha at that point in time for the Women's World Cup. The idea is to give young people exposure, and that's when they find their wings, they find their dreams, they become top journalists. That's the whole idea. We are here to breed excellence, and that's what it is, by the way. So tomorrow, when the Indians walk out, these people will also come to the press box with that vigor, with that energy, with that passion. So join our coverage and support us. You want to abuse, keep doing that, because that's not going to impact us at all.
Fuels the
Because
fire.
it doesn't matter at all.
But yes, I think now we can call
Let's
it.
wrap up. Yeah,
Yes.
you close it.
Yes, so like Boria said, that this great exciting time in Indian cricket, especially. I don't think, as long as I've been alive, I haven't seen a big a transition this big in Indian Test history, and we are standing at the cusp of something really big. Now this could be one of the most defining periods in Indian Test history, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to watching it. We're just one more sleep away from
It's the
from
start.
a game.
Okay, there's a quick Crystal Days again. Why
Super
we
chat.
told England advance Bumrah will play only 3 test matches.
Why we advanced?
why did we say it to England that Bumrah will play 3 Test matches?
It was pretty obvious. It was, I think everyone, not, I wouldn't say everyone knew, but everyone had an understanding that Jasprit Bumrah, after what happened in Sydney, would not play all 5 Test matches. It was understood within the cricketing fraternity. I think a lot of fans also at that point did not expect Jasprit Bumrah to play all 5 matches, so it was understood. It's not like it was a huge ploy from the Indian team, or I don't think it's everyone knew. Oh, sorry, everyone understood that this would happen.
Who was that? Kuldeep Yadav. Yeah, Kuldeep
Kuldeep
Yadav.
Yadav just came
Yeah,
in.
Kuldeep Yadav.
Was
He
batting.
was batting for a while, so he just came in. So yeah, that was what it is. So time to close the show, folks. Time to close the show. We might just do one more, but that's sometime later. If we do have an update, Gargi and I might just come for a quick live about a couple of hours later. But for the moment, we've given you every update. Watch out for all our color, travel, flavor segments, plus the writing stuff. Everything will come your way, every detail. And tomorrow morning, watch out for our 10 a.m. and 12 noon shows for sure. And then we will go live at 2 p.m. India, 2 p.m. India, leading up to the match for our live pre-match show. So the big test series starts tomorrow. That's all that Gargi and I can bring to you at this point in time. Thank you very much for watching.